Welcome back to YuGiOh Master Duel. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. This is, once again, the Blue Eyes White Destiny deck. I mean, it's Blue Eyes White Dragon, but sure, call it whatever you want to call it. A little bit of changes actually have been made since this version of it. I've dropped it down to 43 cards, getting rid of one bingo machine and getting rid of one effect veiler. It's effectively the same thing. You could always just get rid of more stuff. If you wanted to play less bingo machines, it's still fine. Or if you want to play less veilers and only play at one, also fine. You should always be playing at least one effect veiler because Sage can just search it on normal summon. And like, why not? Why wouldn't you want to have a searchable hand trap that is also technically a 1.5 card starter? I'm also only just now realizing I'm not playing Droll in this, which is very surprising. Because I was pretty sure that I was playing Droll in Blue Eyes. My opponent has selected to go second for some reason. It's pretty interesting, but wishes for Eyes of Blue, discarding Jet Dragon to add 2. Resolves. Cool. We'll add Roar in Sage because we already have Maiden in hand. Normal summon Sage. I didn't press the button. I forgot to press the button. I pressed the circle button and not the X button. Otherwise, I would have added a Veiler here. And then Maiden's going to place True Light, activate the effect of True Light to place Majesty onto my field because I already have Roar in my hand. Activate the effect of Roar to summon out from my deck, graveyard, or banishment a Blue Eyes White Dragon. Effect of Maiden to summon because a Blue Eyes was summoned to the field. We also did the True Light set the Majesty here because, like, why not? If I get hit with something here, I still have Roar, so whatever. But if I do it later on, then I have to use a Spirit Negate, which can get met with a Veiler or something, so could always be a bad situation, and better to do it here. Link summon Sage into a Spirit with Eyes of Blue, and declare the effect of Spirit with Eyes of Blue to add Mausoleum of White from deck to hand. And we will link summon our Blue Eyes White Dragon and our Spirit with Eyes of Blue into Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres. Activate Mausoleum of White, targeting Maiden. Maiden effect as she was targeted. Survive a level 1 Light Tuner or a Blue Eyes White Dragon from my graveyard. We will summon from the graveyard a Blue Eyes White Dragon once again. And then after this, we will then be able to dump a normal monster from hand or deck to grave, setting a Blue Eyes. Effective Wishes, banishing to target our Blue Eyes White Dragon and equip it with one Blue Eyes monster from our extra deck. Equipping with Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, targeting protection for any Blue Eyes card on field. You will then synchro summon into Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, set the call by, and pass our turn. If you're wondering how many interactions we have here, well, Magnamut is 1, Seal is technically 2, but it's return 1 to hand. Then Seal can also dodge a hand trap if they were to negate Spirit or something, or Veiler and Imperm, whatever, which is not a good situation to be in, but it's something you could do. Seal, when it's tributed, can then special summon any dragon from the deck. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon is if a card is the field is destroyed, special summon it. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, that can banish itself to protect. Magnamut can banish itself, then can add a card. True Light can summon or set. We have a Pop 2 with Majesty, a Call by the Grave, a Graveyard Negate, a Floodgate, a Tag into another Floodgate, and another on-field Negate. That's like 13 interactions. I didn't actually do the math. I was counting it first, then after Seals, after I said the number 2, I just stopped counting. Yeah, it's we're smart. We're super smart. Draw phase, opponent's gonna go Foolish Burial Goods, or main phase, opponent's gonna go Foolish Burial Goods. Effective Rainbow Bridge of Salvation, banishing graveyard to add a field spell, and fucking, I don't care. He's gonna activate Droplet, sending away another Rainbow Bridge. No, I didn't know this, and this was an argument that Dakota and I had recently. I was pretty confident that it wasn't this way. For a card to say apply, that means the effect has to successfully, like, actually happen. So if I activate Pot of Greed and you Ash Blossom it, the effect didn't apply, which makes sense. But the thing about this is, in so many occasions, in both tournament play, local play, and I'm pretty confident in Master Duel, the Infernoble field spell, Museum of Noble Arms, also says if you applied the previous effect this turn, then you can special summon a Noble Knight in your spell and trap zone. On so many occasions, I've had to add an equip spell Ashed and been able to summon a card from my spell and trap zone, so I don't fucking know. But we're going to use the effect of Spirit Dragon tagging out. It is a bit unfortunate because Rainbow Bridge will just allow them to activate it again to do the same thing, but sure, whatever. Droplet is still going to do the thing. I thought it didn't work like this, but it's a learning opportunity, so we'll always take that. It does negate it, but they've lost effectively 2 more cards to get rid of 2 of my interactions, which is pretty okay. Effect is going to add Cobalt Eagle, not Aqua Tortoise, which means they're probably not playing Tier, and Numeron Network, or Emerald Tortoise. Succumbing Song Morganite. So you might not know what this does. You cannot activate monster effects in the hands. Okay, monsters you control can make up to 2 attacks on monsters during each battle phase. That's pretty good. If your monster battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage it inflicts to your opponent is doubled. That's fucking scary, actually. And now they're going to activate Triple Tactics Thrust. In a new shape, we're going to use the effect of Hieratic Seals to return one face-up card on the field to the hand, which is going to return to my hand my Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Now, because I do not control a monster, they have to set it to the field, and that set card cannot be activated this turn. So the Heavy Storm that they set is no longer going to be usable. Theoretically, what I could have done, if I was worried about a Harvey's Feather Duster or a Heavy Storm here, instead of doing the Seals play, I could have used Majesty instead to pop this card, the Triple Tactics Thrust. And then in a new chain, Jet Dragon would come out, and they wouldn't be able to pop my back row because Jet prevents any card aside from itself from being destroyed. But I think this is smarter objectively, because now Seals gets to float into a different card, being a Bystials Druvis Worm, which means that they have follow-up. They're going to activate Engage. They have more than 3 spells in grave, so they'll add Jamming Waves to pop a back row, and then fuck. So what I tried to do here was use the effect of Majesty to pop this back row, but YuGiOh Master Duel, sometimes there's a delay, and that means that your trigger timings don't go off, so jamming... Oh, you're stupid. Well, it's target to set Spell Trap on the field, so I guess it didn't really matter. But it would have been nice to, if I just chained it in response, to pop both of these, I guess. But sure, Druid Swarm effect is going to not be able to activate. Jet Dragon effect will activate, summoning itself out in attack position. Okay, engage again. Yep, cool. Widow Anchor. That is going to allow them to target a monster I control, negate its effects, then take control of it. Sure. They're going to use the Slash Draw to discard 1 card, set cards from the top of the deck to the graveyard equal to the number of cards I control plus 1. Then they'll draw that card. Oh, sorry, equal to the number of cards I control. Then they'll draw 1 card and show it. Then if it was Slash Draw, they send it to the graveyard, and for every card on the field gets destroyed, and for each card destroyed, I take 2,000 damage. This is just a gamble play and just to put another spell in the grave. It is technically a very decent play to board break, but doesn't really matter. And then they're also going to chain Sky Striker and Mecha Widow Anchor, because if they didn't chain Widow Anchor here, they're not going to pop any of my cards. It's just going to pop Jet. So we're fine. But you did target a Blue Eyes monster I control, so I'll use the effect of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to negate the activation, and if I do destroy that card. Which means we know that this card in hand is a Numeron Network. So we should pretty much be fine. There's really nothing they can do here. Even if they hit, they can't destroy my cards. But they hit Lava Golem, so it doesn't matter anyways. And thankfully we don't have 2 cards on our field. Then they get to shuffle back any number of cards in whatever order they want, up to the number of cards sent to the graveyard by that effect. Activating Numeron Network, they'll declare its effect, sending a Numeron normal spell card from deck to graveyard that's activated, conditions can be met. And okay, cool, they'll summon 4 Numeron Gates out, and they don't know how this works. At the start of the damage step, we'll declare the effect of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon to return 1 card they control to the hand. Why do we do that? Well, if we actually read what the card I returned says, Numeron Xyz monsters you control can activate effects without detaching materials. So they can't. So Numeron normally would just go, okay, declare an attack, detach material. Can't, it doesn't have to detach material. So just declare an attack, end of damage step, double attack of all Numeron monsters you control. Declare attack, end of damage step, double attack. Declare attack, end of damage step, double attack. And none of them can be destroyed by battle, so they get pretty fucking big. But because they don't have the field spell, they can't detach material, so they get screwed. They're going to link 4 into Crusadia Avramax, which actually can be a problem, because while this link summon card is in the field, I cannot target it, and I can only declare attacks into it. During the battle calculation, excuse me, if this card battles a special summon monster, make this card gain attack equal to that monster's attack during damage calculation only. Okay. Well, end phase True Light will activate the effect to summon Blue Eyes, and then Maiden will activate her effect to summon. Still a bit dangerous. In the end phase, we'll also use Magnemut's effect to banish a card from my graveyard, which would probably have been Sage. I don't know if there was light or dark in their graveyard, but it would most likely have been Sage. Unless the Numeronic Seizures are lights. Actually, curious. They are lights. I just banished one of those. Summon Magnemut. Magnemut would then add to hand the Neo Kaiser Seahorse, and then I could either go into the Steel Dissipator, or I could just make a Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, summon back Blue Eyes and Maiden, make a Lightstorm Dragon. Spirit Dragon would then tag out into a Crimson Dragon, target the Lightstorm Dragon, which would allow me to banish a card from their field, their hand, and their graveyard, and then I can just attack for game. Because I'm targeting with Crimson Dragon and Trishula. I love that card. Huh. Okay. I mean, theoretically, we should probably try to not have Fuolo Sphere only play. So we should do Roar into Majesty, which we're gonna do. But we could be greedy and just go pass our turn on Galbai, which they asked to Roar. So seems pretty obvious what I'm gonna do here. I'm just gonna sit on a Galbai and Ashen of Fuolos. Now, of course, that does mean we have to use the Callby before we can do anything else. Lacrima effect is going to send to the graveyard a Engraver. They'll link into the Requiem. And then they can activate the effect of Requiem, attributing to summon. We're going to hit that with an Ash Blossom. We're not going to call by that because it'd either call by the Engraver or the Lacrima and have it gone for good. But they hit it with a Crossout Designator, which means we're going to activate Call by the Grave, targeting the Requiem anyways. Want that shit gone, 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 never coming back. Preferably Fiendsmith Sanct. If you control no face-up monsters, or the only monsters you control are Light Fiends, special summon a Fiendsmith token. Fuck you, asshole. Why are you? That's what you look like. You look like a top one. Yeah, stupid. I can't close it. Well, Crossout Designator declares Ash Blossom, negates the Ash Blossom, which means the call by has to resolve here. And okay, Pond Fire, Poplar. Sure, add an effective Poplar to summon. Poplar effect to add. Poplar effect to add original symbol spoils. Effective original symbol spoils. Sending away the Poplar to summon. I mean, you're kind of stupid. It should have been Link Karibo first. Always has to send the Poplar in the back row to summon Ash. Ash effect to add Oak. Actually, I guess it didn't really matter there. But in response to the OSS, we can activate Fulos because they don't have an Ash or anything. And even if they did, they also designated it, so we're fine. Should just resolve. Oak gets me a Sage, which is what we needed, a combo piece. And Poplar is Chainlink 2 to place the Ash Blossom into the back row. That means that Oak can send the itself and the Ash Blossom from the back row to summon Flamberry, so then we can link play from there. But they are going to be giving me draws if they really want to continue. They're going to link 2 into a Fiendsmith sequence. What are we going to draw? What are we going to... That's Veiler! Effect sending itself in the Ash Blossom to summon a Snake Eye monster from deck. Summoning Snake Eye's Flamberge Dragon. Ooh! We get to draw another card. Effect of Veiler to negate the Fiendsmith sequence. We don't want you to have anything else, little one. No, that's not very good. And passing your turn on this is not good. But they're not gonna. They're gonna do Engraver, shuffle back the Lacrima to summon itself. And I don't know what they're doing from here. Promethean Princess, maybe? Yeah, okay, sure. Flamberge, Chainlink 1 to summon a few back out. But we have Sage and Maiden, so there's not really a play you can set up here because we're just going to imp from the Promethean Princess. So, yeah. Would that have been game? That would have been game if I didn't have an imp from here, actually. Yeah, that would have been bad. I mean, I could have also drawn into a Nibiru or a Bystial or something, but that could have gone really, really bad, really fast. For some reason, they decided to summon a SP Little Knight, which I guess kind of makes sense, because I don't have Promethean Princess, but... Okay, sure. We'll take another Sage. It's actually a pretty helpful combo extender here. And with just an SP and a Promethean Princess on the field, there isn't actually anything they can do. And we do Wishes for turn, which isn't fantastic, but it's fine. We'll normal Sage, declare the effect to add. They're going to use the effect of SP Little Knight targeting itself in the Sage, just so that way they have to put me on Better Have It, but with 4 cards in hand and with Sage resolving, I guarantee to have it. Because unless it's an Ash in hand, I win the game. And it's not. So I just win. We will add Roar and Sage, effective Maiden discarding itself to place True Lights from the deck, effective Roar to summon a card from the deck, Grave or Banish being my Blue Eyes White Dragon, and effective Maiden to revive herself because a Blue Eyes White Dragon hit the field. Then we can then link summon into Spirit with Eyes of Blue, declare the effect of Spirit with Eyes of Blue to add Mausoleum of White to hand. That is going to allow me to activate Mausoleum of White, get an extra normal summon, being my Sage with Eyes of Blue. Sage effect on normal summon allows me to add another effect Veiler, so there's actually nothing they can do right now, because we already have Majesty of the White Dragons, which is more than enough to stop you, but we also have 2 effect Veilers. Yeah, you don't win this game. But Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon will be our Link summon. Effective Spirit will tribute for cost to summon out a Blue Eyes monster from our graveyard, being Blue Eyes White Dragon. Then we will declare the effect of Wishes in our graveyard, banishing for cost to equip a Blue Eyes Neo Ultimate Dragon to our Blue Eyes White Dragon. Send that monster equipped with the Blue Eyes Fusion Equip spell to summon out Blue Eyes Tyrant. Declare the effect of True Light to revive Blue Eyes White Dragon. And then we can go Mausoleum targeting to send another Blue Eyes Battle Phase. Declare an attack with the Tyrant to reset a spell trapped on our graveyard at the end of the damage step, resetting an Imperm. Tyrant attack over again, then we can go 2500 and 3800, and there's just nothing they could do, even if they live this. We have 8 interactions here, 9 because we're making a seals. There's just nothing they can do in that situation. There's no way you can win from there. Because you go Engraver effect, Engrave, Spirit negate! Good job, you won the game. And Maiden is also just not a bad 1-card combo starter, which you're going to see in this replay, assuming everything goes according to plan. But truthfully, I have to just say, it's so surprising to me that in just a structure deck, they made a genuinely good deck. Like, there is the argument that Blue Eyes Primite is infinitely better than basic Blue Eyes. I am not one of that argument, to be honest. I was for a little bit, but that's just because Drill Beam, and you can just play Drill Beam in normal Blue Eyes. So, like, it's not a big deal, truthfully. And as someone who hasn't touched the Primite stuff Now that, as someone who's played the Primate stuff and played the basic Blue Eyes stuff, I drastically prefer the basic Blue Eyes stuff. I think it's so much better and so much more fun. Objectively, Drill Beam's insane, and the recursion of it is just beyond ridiculous. The one-card combo quality is just a little bit better because there's slight resistance to hand trap there, I suppose. But even then, I don't really agree with that sentiment, because if you get impermed on normal summon Barrel, you're probably losing the game. Unless you can just summon a Seals, like, you're probably losing at that point. So it's rough. But we can make a Seals, Mausoleum of White again, targeting the Maiden to revive. And this is just the basic Nibiru proof combo. I've been doing this shit since I got the fucking structure deck. Literally day one. But, you know, it is what it is. It's not a complicated decision. I love doing this combo at locals though, and people going like, I'm playing the greedy line, and it's actually just the safest line you can do in Blue Eyes. It's the only weakness is to a single bystial there. And they're going to hit with a Nibiru on the summon there at the attempt to pass the turn. Which means that Spirit is going to summon, or Seals is going to summon a dragon from deck, summoning Neokaiser Seahorse, declare the effective Magnemite, banishing my Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Then we're going to use the effective Magnemite to add a dragon during the end phase. We're going to Synchro 10 with my Bystial Dissipator, using Magnemite and Seahorse. Seahorse effect will activate to send a Jet Dragon to the graveyard. Effective Dissipator will activate to revive the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. It was not a Synchro summon card, so it doesn't have its tag out effect, but it does still have its Floodgate effect, and it does still have its Prevent You from Summoning effect. And if you're wondering if it has to prevent you from summoning more than 2 times, why could he Nibiru me here? Well, Nibiru summons twice. It doesn't summon 2 monsters at once. It summons 1 to his field, and then 1 to my field. Yeah. Special summon this card from your hand, then special summon 1 Primal Being per token to your opponent's field. You get 2 draws off of Maxi with this card. It's fun. On multiple occasions, I've Maxi'd them for Nibiru me just because I had another Maxi in hand. But it's very great. We can initial normal summon, and we can Synchro 12 into Crimson Dragon. And then we can set our Imperm and pass our turn. But I'm going to use Crimson targeting the Blue Eyes to summon into another Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. That does get me another negate here, does get me a tag out into a Crimson Dragon, which can tag out into a Trishula, Zero Dragon, or Dragon of the Ice Spirit, not Zero Dragon. Zero Dragon's the new cards, right? Pepper Brights, that is going to be played in my Imperm column, so we're just going to negate that. Why would you, I mean, Royal Rare? Pretty cool, I guess, but Royal Rare? Mikanko! I don't like your deck. I don't want you to have anything. I'm in a dangerous situation. Full Arm Nixie sent to graveyard to add Great Mikanko Ceremony to summon 1 from hand. Summoning Ohime! Okay, well, they're going to use the effect, banishing from the grave, sending Mikanko card from deck to grave. We'll use the negate of the one that can tag out. So that way they cannot use, because that way the one that can't tag out is still on field. We can then just tribute that, summon a Synchro 9, do with that, because we can't. But yeah, it's a pretty standard deck in my opinion. It's 40 cards if you get rid of Maxi and Fulos. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you've all had a wonderful day, and if you haven't, there's always the rest of your day. There's always tomorrow, the day after that, so on and so forth. Things don't get better unless you let them, so give yourself time and things will improve. I promise. I genuinely do like playing Blue Eyes, and it was fun making the little Kaiba character icon that you see on the thumbnails for the YuGiOh videos now. It's been a little bit that I've been using it, and it's been nice. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, but here I am. It's a fun thumbnail guy to use, and I think it actually fits pretty well. I think I did a good job with it, so thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Bye-bye.